What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning back into the Biz with D. Right now, we got our boy, Eric Bellinger, back on with us. What's going on, bro?
Man, I'm awesome, bro. How's everything been on your end?
Good. I mean, we're so glad to have you come back. Thanks for stopping back over here.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. So, I mean, you've definitely been moving. I mean, the album, the Rebirth has been a success. How's the response been to, the album so far, would you say?
Oh, man, everything's been incredible, Good music travels, Everything has been organic, the music has grown legs of its own, and, been doing a lot of promo from the word of mouth, and, I think it's just an undeniable project that when people hear it, they can't help but to just tell a friend, and they can't help but to just keep listening to it, rather than me trying to force it down their throat. That's the approach that I take with everything. Like, I'm going to just put it out, and for those that want to listen, cool. If you don't, I'll catch you on the next project. Like, I'm not in no rush. I'm just happy with the journey rather than trying to be in a rush to get to the success.
Exactly. And one thing that I've noticed about your music is like that, what you've been able to do with your movement, you've been able to grab people like on the first time they hear you. Does it always surprise you that it happens that way, or
to grab? What do you mean?
Like you able to get the fans to like your music that instantly, like there's never any hate going towards your way, like I don't like it.
Because I don't play with these projects. Like when I put out something, it's bulletproof. It's to the point where I know it's good. I test it. I got people in my corner that will say that's not it. Rather than me having to hear it from the fans. And a lot of people, when they put out music, they don't got nobody in their corner that's really going to give them the real, like, yo, that's not it, bro. But for me, I have so many people that's like, nah, that's not it. Nah, that's not it. That I'm like, I'm able to really filter out the songs that don't need to put out in the first place.
Exactly. So now I know you just released this new mixtape. Tell them about that, just in case they haven't checked it out. It just came out last week. Tell them about it.
Okay, so Choose Up Season, it's called Choose Up Season. It's a mixtape, pretty much just to set up my album. Choose Up Season is, about the single life, and then my album is going to be called Cuffing Season, which is like, basically saying being single is overrated. Go ahead and get you somebody, and, settle down with them, and, that's just how it should be, So Choose Up Season is a mixtape just to set up for an album, Cuffing.
Got it. I mean, it's definitely a dope concept, and I've not heard anybody, really taking the time to, talk about, just get cuddled up and shit and love, and take that approach, and then say, what the album we going to do, we gonna flip it up and stuff like that. That's a dope concept right there.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'm really the R&B cliche. I just want to. I look at it like the ratchet life and the clubs and all that. It's like it's so temporary, and you don't get the same fulfillment out of life, when you're sharing it with somebody. But I think anytime somebody tried to do it in the past, it was so corny, like to try to make a love song, when you got all the ratchetness on the radio. So I kind of figured out a way to make the songs that are talking about love and promoting women and promoting the positivity in the same way and in the same sound sonically that's already on the radio. So they're going to be turning up to these songs, but they're going to be turning up talking about, just me and my girl, at the house. That's it,
Right. That's how a lot of people should think, but unfortunately, they want to be ratchet and be idiots and do stupid shit. Hey, to each his own, but not over here.
That's how they end up in a relationship with somebody, having a baby. Next thing you know, they break up because they together for all the wrong reasons, and now they got a child growing up without both parents in the house. It's like, they don't look at it in the bigger picture, and I look at it like that. So I'm like, instead of continuing to contribute to the world in that sense, I want to make a difference, and I want to tell a different story.
Definitely. And I've got to say, my favorite record is, the single Aqua featuring The Games Like That. Dope track.
Yeah.
Tell me what it was like, collab with him and, just get in the studio.
Yeah. So, man, Game is a super cool guy, man. Super funny, super hungry, just to work. And, he's an incredible guy. And I'm excited to, just be friends with him because, he's always like, yo, whatever you need, just let me know. I got you, hopping on with the features and put me on his single. So it was only right that I put him on, my song. And, that was just the song to close out the Super Season project. Basically saying, like, yo, when you start off a situation and you know you're not going to be in it for a long time, at the end of the day, you're still going to catch feelings somehow. And once it gets intimate, if you try to leave, there's going to be some feelings there, and it's just going to be less awkward. So it's like, it's fun, to do this whole circle over and over.
That's true. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to that and stuff like that, especially when they end, relationships and the ex is still popping up in and stuff. They liking your friends with your friends. Like, I've been in the same situation with my ex. Everybody has heard enough about it, but they've not heard this part about it. She literally was friends with, like, my good friends, still in the Instagram, him alike. I'm like, yo, I don't like you. Go away. Like, back away. Like, I mean, I know I'm a cool dude, but off.
Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it be. They don't know how to let go. And, it's vice versa. Some girls can say the same thing from men. Like, yo, this dude keep bugging. It goes both ways. So that's why when I write the songs, I don't necessarily make it feel like I'm bad to the women, because they feel like, yo, this is my story too. I got a song called 4 Digits. And they're like, yo, this dude be trying to break in my phone too. You know what I mean? So I just think everything is situational, and everybody goes through the same thing over and over.
Exactly. So now, let's talk about this record that you got with Tiana Taylor, Casual. I like that.
Okay.
It's definitely a different vibe. What was it like, recording that single in the studio with her?
Oh, man, it was cool. She's somebody that's super dope, super talented. And, I know I could have just got her, like, to feature and sing on the song, but I think it was different, to have her talking on it rather than just the typical. I always try to do something different, so I think that her character that she played in the song added a lot of value to it and just gave it a different feel,
Exactly. And how would you say the fans are responding, so far to this project versus the other projects, that you come out with previously?
I think this one is catching a lot faster, but at the same time, I'm in a different place than I was before. You know what I mean? Like, I have a lot more fans and a lot bigger of a fan base. So when I put out music, it's a bigger audience. So they were able to catch on faster and grab on faster because there's more people actually tuned in nowadays. And at the same time, the things that I was talking about was the single life, and everybody is about that. So they loving this project, you know what I mean? Like, House Party, Ballet, like all these songs, it's talking about choosing up, being at the club. But my whole point is to reel them in so I can hit them up with that album and just switch it up on them. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, how will you differ Cuffing Season from this mixtape, besides the obvious concept?
Well, the songs are completely different. For example, the intro for my album Cuffing Season is called 20 Missed Calls, and it's talking about all these people calling and it's over for them because I found my girl. It immediately jumps back into the story because if you listen at the end of Awkward, I say to be continued. So it's kind of like a movie, and then as soon as you press play, it's like you're completely talking about one woman that you're glorifying, that you're praising, and it's gonna be a distinct difference.
Dope. And that's good. And I always look forward to, like, your music and, the storytelling and, which, where's it going to follow up at, where's it going to end. It's always a story with your song, especially when you write for artists. We definitely gotta talk about that, because you've been writing your ass off. And even when I turn my neck for a second to just be in La La Land, I be like, damn, Air got a placement on Chris, of course, and Trey. You talking Justin Bieber?
Man.
You working with?
See, that's the thing that people don't realize. Like, I'm not only doing this for myself, I'm doing it for other people as well. And it's really tough to battle both to go back and forth between putting both hats on. But it's like that's just extra work, and it's more of a task, and it's more of a challenge, and I'm up for every challenge. So the same thing I did to get me here, I'm going to continue to do. You know, the writing is what put me on, so I can't just stop that. So I'm going to continue to do the writing, but since I want to do the artistry, I just got to work extra hard to do both.
Exactly. Now, is it easy, you know, finding that balance, I'm guessing, between the two?
Well, really, whenever I, you know, do my projects, I like to block out time to get in my zone and to get in a certain, you know, feeling for the project. But when I'm finished, that's when I'm usually, you know, taking turns. Like, I don't really like to do it at the same time.
Right. I can dig that. So now you some of this disrespectful record on Trey's album featuring Mila J. Crazy. What in the hell were you thinking when you wrote that? Because when I heard that, I was like, Eric wrote it. I know you're writing so well now. I don't even have to even think who wrote it. I was like, that was Eric.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I mean, that one I was just like, I was in another zone that day. You know what I'm saying? The beat, a lot of times I just vibe off the beat, and the beat sounded, it was giving me that vibe of like mischievous, you know what I mean? Of I shouldn't be doing this, like sneaky, and I just was like, the track led me to write that song.
Mm-hmm. And does that happen with a lot of records that you
yeah,
you write for yourself and other artists?
Yeah, most times I always go off the beat. Whatever the vibe of the beat is, I already know the concept from the mood of the feel of the song. You know, when the song is soft, it's like, okay, this is a pretty song. If it has chords that are dark chords, it's a little darker song. If it's a happy chord, you know, it'd be major chords. So all that stuff, I look at music like it's a language, and you know, I'm able to speak it well. I'm able to communicate with the beat and the drums, and it sounds crazy, but it's really a connection that I have when I'm in the booth with the music to be able to just write so effortlessly. Like, I'm not in there thinking. It don't take me more than an hour to write a song because it's a conversation that, you know, that I have. If a snare does something, I'm going to react. You know what I mean?
Right. And I definitely can relate, because when I write my music and stuff like that, I'm literally writing whatever the strings are saying, whatever that drum is saying, whatever that hi-hat is saying. I'm not writing what I feel. I'm writing what it's singing.
If you do,
and a lot of people don't get it.
Yeah.
And that's the best way to come with a record, you know, because then it's like it's saying exactly what it is. Because when you can hear the record saying it, it's a win. Love More. I mean, Chris Brown, the single has been out for, you know, some months now. Are you surprised that it still gets the response that it got from, like, when it, you know, when he performed the BET Awards last year to now?
Right, man. It was so long ago. That song, I definitely think that song is super simple, super catchy. The West Coast vibe is winning right now. It's Chris Brown, it's Nicki Minaj. It's great lyrics. It's a concept that people can sing along with on the hook. Like, it was just a no-brainer from all cylinders. So, you know, I'm not surprised, man. Like, these songs, you know, like, show me kidding. Like, when it's a good song, it's going to play. You know what I mean? And when it's a powerhouse artist, like, especially when him going away to jail, it was like, not bad. They didn't really have too much more to play from him, so it was like that's all they had. So they had to just milk that record. So it was good because, you know, I happened to write on it, but at the same time, it was bad because my man was in jail. You know what I mean? But it was just like there wasn't much more music to offer, so they had to just take a big hit.
I know, that's right. Now, during when Chris wasn't, like, you know, did his time in jail like that, were you, like, continuing to write records for his album, or the stuff that you had already written was what he had? Okay.
Yeah, he had already had it all, but once he got out, you know, he was, like, on like a probation thing. We was in the studio in and out, and we would do songs here and there, you know what I mean? And some of those songs made the project too.
And now I heard you say in another interview, which I thought was very unique, how you he said you study, you know, when you're vocal producing Chris like that, like you study, like, you know, like the process. What exactly, like, are you studying when it comes to, like, his artistry, or, you know, when he's in the studio vibing?
Well, for Chris, he just likes to go off of feeling. You know what I mean? Like, for me, a lot of times, I'll make sure the note is perfect or, like, intricate or harmonies or whatever the case may be. But for him, he's like, if it feels good, I'm rolling. He'll sing a note and be like, what's the next part? And I'll be like, wait, you got to fix it. He'll be like, nah, you don't have to fix it. That was the feeling of that word. You know what I mean? As opposed to making it perfect. People can't really relate to perfect. You know what I mean? If that was the case, then Mary J. Blige, Keisha Cole, them people wouldn't be successful because they're not the most accurate with their notes, but the feeling and the soul that you get from their music is undeniable.
Yeah, that's a good point. So he like when he sings his notes like that, and you'll be like, fix that like that. Like, is it just like how he interprets how it should be, or it's like what's his mind state when it comes to like your records, when those certain notes that
well,
have him do?
He still makes it his own, of course. So that's always a good thing to watch. Somebody interpret what I wrote and what I composed to make it their own. You know what I mean? So it's never a right or wrong way until it's out. Like, once it's whatever you want it to be. There's no right or wrong, because the same way I came up with one line, it could have been another line. It's just about what feels better at the time. So when we're in the studio, we're just doing what feels right and just hoping people love it. And we just taking it one step at a time.
Let me ask you, with Awkward, let's go back to that before I ask you about, because you mentioned somebody, and I wanted, a lot of people who are confused about, the certain person's reaction to what you said. But let me ask you, with Awkward like that, and it, just doing numbers with Billboard's trending 140, does that ever shock you that, like, your music really... Like, did Billboard, like, really picked up on your stuff like that? And they really support you?
I honestly don't think that none of this stuff has hit me yet. Like, when I'm out everywhere, people are like, congrats, but I look at it like, I don't look at nothing like nothing's changed, nothing's different. I'm still the same kid, just grinding, trying to be heard, So, like, when that stuff, even when it's on there, I guess I'm just still numb to it because I don't be like, I don't be celebrating. I don't celebrate. I just continue. I just look at it like, all right, cool, we got that next. When most people would be like, yo, you need to relax and celebrate these moments. But for me, I'm just so focused on the next thing, or that I don't really, like bathe in just like the accomplishment for the day. You know what I'm saying? And I probably should.
Right.
I don't think that's the right thing. But I just be like, okay, cool, we got that. Okay, cool, we got that. But I feel like if I focus too much attention on the things that I've already done, I won't be able to set up for what I need to do in the future.
Right. You know what? That makes total sense. Because, I'm even like that myself. I never take the opportunity to sit there and be like, oh, damn, so-and-so just posted my interview, or I just talked to this person, or I just met here, I just went there and did this, then you just be quick. You never get the chance to say, whoa, shit, I'm looking at the picture of it. And then when you do, you're on the phone, you talking to people, and they're like, shut the fuck up. What do you mean? Like, come on. I'm like, no, you don't get it. I never get the chance to memorize this.
I don't think about it until I do interviews. Like, when people ask me, like, so you did this? And I be like, wow, I did do that. So you did this? And I'm listening to my interview like it's all piling up. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. I didn't even realize I've been doing all these things. But it's always in the interview. That's funny.
Same. Even when I look at my interviews like that. Like, earlier today, Bossa posted my interview with Mimi South. I'm like, wow, did I just really make that happen?
Congrats.
Appreciate that. And a lot of people can't say they do shit like that, or what you've done, or what I've done. So, hey.
Right. And that's the crazy part, because a lot of people that would do it and would go crazy, like, look what I just did. You know what I mean? But we look at it like, we more so on a humble tip, like, yo, yeah, I did that, but watch what I'm going to do next. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So true. So I've got to ask you about the Anaconda record, because
Okay.
you co-produced it, but then Nicki went back and said that you didn't. What was the whole situation with that, and how did you collaborate with it? Because I want to know the real size. You know, when Nicki says, you know, sometimes Nicki, much love to her, but she gets, let me stop.
Yeah, no,
Go ahead.
I just helped on the production end, but she wasn't in the room while we was working. So, you know, with the interns, you know, it was kind of just me and them in there. And, you know, so she called them to do the job, but they called me to come help. So for her, she called them to help to do the job. That's it. I didn't call no Eric Bellinger. So especially when I jumped out in front of the record, or however you want to say it, and I was like, yo, you know, I helped out on this record. You know, I didn't try to take all the credit. I said thanks to the interns for bringing me in. It wasn't I was never trying to take none of it. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to take all the credit, but she was just mad because I did an interview on behalf of the record before she did. You know, but really, I didn't do the interview for her song. I did an interview for a video I put out called Kids Goodnight with Kid Ink, and they just happened to ask me questions during the interview. So she looked at it like I was kind of looking and benefit off of that song. Like, ain't nobody sipping on your song. Like, I got my own movement going on. But, you know what I mean? She took it the wrong way, and she was like, he didn't do nothing on the song. It was just like, okay, cool, you're a woman acting out of emotion, and I'm cool with that because luckily I'm not somebody hurting for placements right now.
Right. You get tons of them.
Yeah, I'm not tripping on that. Like, that come out, and they be like, no, you didn't work on that. Then I get 3 on Trey Songz and 5 on Chris Brown. Like, let's be real.
Exactly. Wow, that's crazy. Because I had, and I got to say congratulations on, you know, the work that you contribute with that, and you know that placement. Because that's crazy right there. I'm like, this record is, you know, catchy and stuff like that. So when she had posted about it, I'm like, whoa, well, Nicki, what do you mean? Stop.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You're acting a little irrational. I believe and know that Eric did his thing with this.
Right.
Can't sign with you today.
Yeah, now that was crazy, but I don't be tripping, man. To harvest over the negative like that when it's so God is doing so many amazing things in my life, that would be disrespect. The slap in his face. Right.
That's a good point. So now switching gears back. Actually, no, let's talk about live performances. Because I know you did a show at SOB's. I missed it. But tell me how the crowd is when you perform in New York and on the East Coast, just in general.
Man, it was dope. You know, so many people came out. So many people showed a lot of love. And for me, I didn't really know what to expect because, you know, I'm just from L.A. I know when I do shows in L.A., they be packed out. But I'm all the way on the other side of the country. So, you know, I was just hoping a few people came out. But, man, when I got there, it was sold out, packed out, singing along with all the words. They was yelling the songs along with me. It was like an experience that kind of woke me up like, all right, cool. So it's not just regional. You know, this is national. We doing our thing in New York, one of the toughest cities in the USA. I mean, toughest states in the USA.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that was a great feeling, and it let me know, like, just keep going. You know, you're reaching the masses, and your music is spreading.
Exactly. And I had a feeling that show was going to sell out. I was like, you know what? If Eric can do it in L.A. and in Compton, like that, California, where it's really critical, oh, he can do it in New York.
That, yep.
I had even noticed, like with your performances, there's, you know, you got choreography going on. Am I correct?
Yeah.
With seeing that?
Yeah.
How is it adding, you know, choreography, you know, to the element of your performances now for you?
Yeah, I think it's great, you know, just for my fans to see growth. You know what I mean? I didn't start off with it, but, you know, I kind of grew into it now just because I want to separate myself. I don't want to just look like, you know, one of the guys just up there singing and pumping the crowd up. I'm like, nah, I'm an entertainer. So when you see me, you know, you're going to get the same show you get from Usher. You're going to get the same show you get from Chris Brown. And I don't want to just be looked at as like, you know, the guy who's here today going tomorrow. Like, this is an experience. Not only when you listen to the music, but when you come to the show as well.
What else you got going on? Because I know you got the you know, you still got the album out. You got the new mixtape out. You dropping any videos? Any
definitely
more
gonna be putting out
coming on?
Some videos from Choose Up season. We're gonna be pushing my single right after that for cupping season, and we just pacing it. I already got the project like 95% done, and it's not coming out until, like next year, but I'm already finished. You know what I mean? So we're just putting it out, engaging when the fans need new music, boom, and we put that out. And when they need more, and we put that out. So that's why I'm in a place of comfort, because I'm not stressing about, I hope my next project exceeds this past one, because it's already, and I already know it's better than Choose Up Season. You know what I mean? Like, and people, that be their thing, like getting records, and I already know that my next project is crazy. So it's like I'm really at ease right now.
Definitely. I definitely know the feeling, and I've got to say, congratulations, on all the success again, because, you're definitely doing what a lot of people, no doubt, what a lot of people, say, oh, I want to do it, but they don't make moves to do it, and you do it every day, like you made your dreams come true for yourself.
Yes, sir. Thank you, though, for having me.
No doubt. Anytime, you welcome. You've been on the show countless times, so, anytime you want to, come on the show like that, it's all love over here.
Perfect. I appreciate that. And good luck to you, man, with everything.
Appreciate that. I definitely should be coming out to L.A. soon. I just got me a agency. You might see me over there soon.
All right. Well, and text me the new number, too, so I can lock you in.
All right, I definitely will. And before we jump off, tell everybody, where they can, download the mixtape and where they can follow you, just in case, they new fans and they want to follow you.
Okay, so everything is just my full name. My Twitter is @EricBellinger. My Instagram is @EricBellinger. And my website, you can get everything. You can download the Choose Up Season on there. It's ericbellinger.com. That's EricBellinger.com.
And in that order, people, make sure y'all follow Eric and download the new mixtape and check out all his other stuff too. He's definitely dope doing his thing, and check out the placements he's got with Trey, Chris, everybody. He's written your favorite song for real.
That's right. Thank you.
No doubt, Eric. Well, definitely text you the new number, and have a good rest of the evening.
Oh, thank you so much. You too.
All right, later.
All right, later.